Okay, so we've just arrived in the gardens here and it is fresh. It just like dropped, I feel, 5 degrees underneath all these trees. But it just looks like a secret little garden here. It's beautiful. So this Arboretum is about 12 kilometers north of Dubrovnik, and it's the oldest Renaissance garden in Dalmatia from about the 15th century. So these whole gardens were developed by the Goze family. The family was very interested in plants and greenery, so they would order these seeds of different kind of greenery from ships that were coming from exotic places. So now they have this whole garden and it's filled with these exotic plants and flowers. It's a wonderful combination of greenery from different parts of the world. Here we've just arrived to this beautiful little fountain. There's a nice pond in front, lily pads, and some beautiful, looks like koi fish. And it's actually all part of the aqueduct system here in the gardens. This aqueduct is like a piece of art in itself, and this fountain is so beautiful. So the aqueduct is actually made up of these 14 arches here, and they span across 70 meters that actually bring the water to this fountain. It just feels so tropical here. Now, I really don't even know what I expected before coming here. I mean, I knew it was going to be a beautiful botanical garden, but this is just beyond what I even thought it would be. This is absolutely stunning. So this is super interesting how they used to make olive oil back in the day. They put the olives here in the middle of the big, huge pit, and then they walk around and the stone crushes the olives as it goes around, as people move the sticks here. And they walk around in a circle, it crushes them, and then you have extra virgin olive oil. So here we have a beautiful view of the Islands. I just also didn't expect this. Another little unexpected surprise from this Arboretum. This would be such a beautiful place to have a wedding if you had a really small wedding. I don't even know if they do weddings here, but it would be great to have something here with a nice view. It just is such a picture-perfect spot. I just think it would be fantastic for a small wedding. I'm just so happy with this day. It's so beautiful. I thought it was going to rain all day, and here we have this sunny, clear, gorgeous day, and we really got to see the Arboretum in its glory, didn't we? Yeah, really highly recommended to visit. And it's so close to Dubrovnik. You can just make a quick stop on the way in or out if you're driving, or just a day trip if you want to, if you're staying in Dubrovnik. So this is the main pathway that goes through the gardens. And now we're just looking for an oriental plane tree that apparently is about 50 meters tall. And it's been here for about 500 years. Okay, so this tree behind me is really incredible. It's actually 500 years old. It's an oriental plane tree, and it's 50 meters tall. So it's really an incredible, incredible tree. You can see this one massive branch sticking out here, and it's actually supported by this column. And it looks like it's even growing, starting to grow around the column here. It's just such a huge, huge, heavy tree that it needed this extra support because this branch is just huge. All of these branches are so huge. Oh my goodness. Are you ready for a little nap, sweetie pie?
Da.
Da. Are you tired? Da. Want your bottle? Da. That's it for the Arboretum. So beautiful. It's really paradise here. Where are we going, you guys? Island. To an island. Do you know what island we're going to? Iceland. Do you know? It's called Lokrum. Lokrum is just off the coast of Dubrovnik, and it's a really quick boat ride from the old port. Okay, so we're just on the ferry now, heading over to Lokrum Island, and it's a great little afternoon or morning trip if you want something different. Bye. So we just stepped off the ferry, and the really amazing thing about Lokrum is there are just peacocks that wander freely around the island. You'll see so many of them as you walk around. We got here a minute ago, and these are already just a few of them that have greeted us already. I don't think she will. Did we see a peacock, Sophie? Did we see a peacock? Yeah, was it cool? Huh? No, not really. So Lokrum is named after the Latin word acrumen, which means bitter fruit, because its ability to grow citrus fruit really well, like oranges and lemons. This island is just like a great little nature escape from the city if you feel like just getting away from the crowds for a day. There's also a really beautiful monastery on the island, and it has a really interesting story. It actually acted as a lookout for the city of Dubrovnik. They have a big watchtower, so it was the deal that the monks would warn Dubrovnik by smoke signals if there was ever any threat approaching on the horizon. And then in return, Dubrovnik was financing the monastery. They have beautiful gardens in the middle here of the monastery. We are just totally alone in this monastery, just us and the peacocks and the bunnies. There are peacocks wandering all around the island. It's such a unique place. This looks like the watchtower where the monks used to look out for incoming threats to Dubrovnik. Okay, and now we're just walking to find, there's like a little dead sea within the island here. So we're gonna go and try and check that out. So here we have this beautiful, serene, peaceful little lake right inside the island. They call it the Dead Sea, and it is just tranquil here. I feel like I'm even whispering too loud for a place like this. It's so beautiful and so peaceful here, right in the middle of the island. This place is such a little hidden gem. It's just gorgeous here. So we just stumbled upon this field where all the peacocks and bunnies are just running around together.
But she's like a rainbow.
They're kind of like rainbow, huh? Beautiful feathers. This island is just a little nature oasis away from the city, so if you find yourself in Dubrovnik, it's definitely worth a day trip. Okay, so now we just arrived in Cavtat. We took a little afternoon excursion over here. It's only about 20 kilometers from Dubrovnik, and it's actually the southernmost city in Croatia. There's a beautiful little seafront and harbor area here in the center of town. There were actually settlers here from the 3rd century BC until about the 7th century AD. The settlement was called Epidarium, and then in the 7th century they actually moved to what is now Dubrovnik, and they formed the settlement Raguza, which is actually one of the original settlements of Dubrovnik. It's so quiet and peaceful and calm. It just seems like such a sweet little town on the Adriatic that's kind of undiscovered. The population here is actually only 7,000 people, so there's really no one around. I love all these quaint little alleyways just running up the hill here. This is how you travel up the alleyways with a stroller. I also love all the citrus fruit that grows all in the south of Croatia here. I really love these purple flowers. The contrast with the beautiful bright colors and the gray stone, it's really a great combo. So we've just now entered Vlaho Bukovac's birth house. He is by far Croatia's most famous painter. And so what's cool about this is inside it's all decorated in paintings that he did when he was younger. There's also a collection of his furniture and a bunch of his personal items that are inside too. So it's a museum just dedicated to him, and it's based in his birth house, which makes things really cool. So it's so interesting because all of the walls are almost all covered with his paintings that he did when he was 17 years old. And they're all original here, how he painted them, and it's just cool to see this piece of history. They also have his work from other periods in his life too, from his time in Paris, Zagreb, Prague. So they have many different pictures here from different phases of his painting career. They're all up the stairs. And then again, they have pieces of his furniture here. It's just a really amazing museum to visit if you're in Cavtat.
What a strong man we got, Mommy.
What a strong man we've got. You're right, Olivia. We do have a strong man. We're just stopping for a quick pizza break before we move on because everyone's getting a bit hungry.
I'm gonna feel it, man. I'm gonna feel it.
I'm just walking up to the Old Town Cemetery here that sits upon the hill in Cavtat. It's quite the hike up here, but it's a beautiful view and it's a really pretty cemetery. The views from up here are fantastic. Really, you can see the mountains all in the background, the sea, little villages in the hills. So in the middle of the cemetery, there's this beautiful mausoleum of the Račić family. And it was actually made by the famous Croatian sculptor, Meštrović. He actually built the whole mausoleum out of a stone from Brač. The only thing that's not made of stone is this bronze door, but everything else, the whole thing is made out of this beautiful white stone from Brač Island. They also have this wonderful promenade that goes all around the whole peninsula here, and it's really a great place to have a walk, enjoy the sea. There are some beaches throughout, but it's also just great for a little stroll in the evening. Okay, it's really starting to rain now and it's getting dark, so we're gonna call it a day. Say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
If you like this video, we would love it if you would subscribe to our channel and follow us on more adventures throughout Croatia.